Now that which is born of ignorance cannot eradicate ignorance. Yeah? The waker is where? The waker has arisen in witness consciousness. Witness consciousness is where? It has arisen in the not consciousness. Because in not consciousness, it could not find its true identity. It got confused. That confusion of not knowing oneself is called ignorance. So where is the waker? The waker is inside ignorance. Inside the confusion, I know I am, but I don't know who I am. Who am I? And it keeps projecting. It projects in a dream character in the dream. It projects a waking character in the waking. And it keeps looking for its identity, continuously projecting, and trying to get validation from the waking or get validation from the dream. Let's say I am. I exist. Action is an idea born of this hankering for I am. See, I exist. From this validation, from this false sense of being somebody or wanting to be somebody, that false validation gives rise to all these stories of I am acting, of I am speaking, I am teaching. Yeah. I did this, I attained that, I made this house, got this car, I got this job, whatever. I have this family, this relationship, this network of friends, and etc. No. All these do not exist simultaneously. There is only one arising at a time. This is where Lord Rama brings Lakshmana. He says that it is all but a sprout of ignorance, and start seeing reality. Put the story aside. This entire memory of the waker and the waking world, put it aside. Just like in the night, you easily set aside the dream character and dream world. Yeah, like that only. Set aside the waking character and the waking world and see, there is only one arising at a time. And those who are writing notes, for a moment stop writing and look up. When you see Ekta, you don't hear Ekta. Do you recognize this? When you hear Ekta, you do not see Ekta. Thought arises, I understand. When that thought is, neither the sight of Ekta is there nor the sound of Ekta is there. There is only one arising on the background of the now, on the backdrop of the now. Can you recognize that? When you recognize this truth, hold on to it. This is the truth. Now, every arising comes with its corresponding untruth. Untruth, again, is getting stuck in the waker. I, the waker, am a sincere Advaitan. I'm attending an Advaita session. I am attempting to grasp this wisdom. Do you see? That is all story. You don't see all this together. You either recognize your own thought, I am getting it, or that pleasant feeling that arises because of getting it, or you see Ekta on the screen, or you hear the wisdom. Are you seeing this very clearly? One arising on the background of the now. This is reality. When I take all these arisings and I sew them together, that is samsara. That is how samsara is born. That is illusion. So obviously that which is born inside ignorance, the illusion of Ekta, the waker, a continuous permanent entity, all this is an ignorant idea. It is inside ignorance, inside the search. Who am I? Who am I? I know I am, but I don't know who I am. That is ignorance. That which is born in ignorance cannot eradicate ignorance. Hence, karma yoga cannot help Action cannot eliminate the lack of wisdom. Action itself is an illusion, and then it births the next illusion of the next effect of the action. And that's how you come up with karma, karma phalam, karma, karma phalam, karma, karma phalam. If you believe in karma, then you also believe in the idea that you're experiencing the karma phalam. If you become very clear, oh, there is no action happening, no karma, then where is the karma phalam? Then you start seeing very clearly in the middle of a chaos, big drama going on at the family level or in office or in your friends, big chaos, and somewhere you are all alone, unconcerned with the chaos, untouched, and you see, aha, that is the background of the now. That is me. That is me. I'm just sewing arisings together, seeing that there is chaos going on here right now. But reality is that quiet, unconcerned background which is there, which is not involved. And only self-inquiry can take you there. Only self-inquiry, moment to moment to moment, can take me to the understanding that there is no karma and there is no karma phalam. The illusion of action then collapses, says Rama. Then the illusion of action will collapse. But recognize this. For this illusion to collapse, it is very important that you inquire about the illusion. Inquiry is prerequisite here. And inquiry is nothing but Jnana Yoga. Jnana Yoga does not require an action for moksha. Is inquiry an action? No, inquiry is not acting, standing at a distance and simply knowing the truth. And after I know it, I accept it. Witness is standing at a distance, those who are at witness consciousness level, those who have moved to the not consciousness or pure consciousness level, standing there and recognizing, oh, there is just one arising at a time. Oh, every arising has the potentiality to captivate me into creating more memory story and believing I'm the waker. Oh, and there is the other side of the arising, the background of the now, which is unconcerned, natural vairagya. That is my window or door into moksha. Moksha, liberation from this illusion. So remember, Jnana Yoga does not require action. In fact, self-inquiry is non-action or beyond action. It's not even an inaction. It is beyond the idea of action and inaction. Not doing is the biggest kind of inquiry, self-inquiry. So when I recognize that the illusion of action is created because of this body-mind and the ego attached to this body-mind, now I'm very clear that knowledge can blossom only when this ego is eliminated. This is what Rama tells Lakshmana. This body ego must be eliminated, must be eradicated. And if you're not there yet, then start with niti niti. Oh, I am not this waker. Right now, when I was listening to Ekta, the body arising of the Advaitin student was not there. Suddenly she spoke about the body and then the body arising appeared. And Ekta disappeared. So that means I'm not this body arising. Niti, niti, not this, not this.